Hey guys, Phil here, hope you're all well. What you're looking at in front of you is the Commodore Amiga 600 I repaired in a previous video. If you want to see that, I'll put a link in the description below. But as you can see, it's still working great. It's playing a little bit of Turrican. What I want to do today is strip this down and give it a really good clean, because hopefully you can see there's dirt in the crevices, and if you look at the fins up here, there's all dirt inside. So yeah, I want to strip this down, give it a good clean. While I'm there, I'll service the floppy drive as well. So if you stick around, I'll crack on with that. Now, to get inside the Amiga 600, it's actually very easy. There are 4 screws we need to remove. The first one is here, there's one here, there's one here, and the final one is here. Remove those, flip it over, and then I'll show you how you can take the top lid off. That's the screws removed, and let me show you how you get in the Amiga 600 now. The best way to do this is pretend this is like a laptop. So you grab it like this here, and you start to open it. Now you need to be very careful to start off with, because if you see this here, this is your power, floppy and disk indicator LED, and it plugs into this connector here. So the first thing you need to do is lift it up a little bit and then pull this from this connector, and then what you can do is you can just open it up like that, and that's you inside the Amiga 600. Now, to remove the top half of the Amiga 600 with the keyboard, we need to remove the keyboard from the actual motherboard. Now, to do that, it's very easy. You just come along, you lift up this connector this side. I can do this with my nail. You lift up the connector on the opposite side, and then you can pull the keyboard ribbon out. Next thing I want to remove is the floppy drive. Now, to do that, I need to remove this screw just here. Turn it over, show you. And these 2 screws on the back. Once I remove those, I can then take out the floppy drive and remove the floppy drive ribbon cable, and then remove the floppy drive's power cable, and that's the floppy drive removed. Now, to remove the motherboard and bottom shield in one go, it's a little bit fiddly. The first thing you have to do is just remove this single screw just here, and then to actually pull out the motherboard, the first thing you have to do is push the plastic to free up the 2 ports, and then you can pull out the motherboard like this. So I go ahead and get this motherboard and shield out, and then come back. The bottom half of the Amiga 600's case stripped down. Make a start on the top now. What I want to do now is remove the keyboard from the top of the case. Now, it's super easy to do that because Commodore spared no expense when they manufactured this. It's just push fitted in by clips. So I'll show you what you need to do. You just need to push down on the keyboard a little bit. Now, you need to be careful because, you know, your plastic might be brittle, and you just push and pull, and there you go, that's that side out. And then you do the same on the opposite side, and there we go, that's it out, and I should be able to lift out the hole of the keyboard now. Just been a bit of a, come on, you son of a, there you go. And I'm stuck with the power lights, but yeah, we got there in the end. Just a little bit fiddler, trying to do it one-handed. And the final thing I want to do for a top case is remove the actual power or drive and floppy drive LED indicators. Just remove that. Simple, removed. I can get this top case with the bottom case now in soak. Now before I forget, because I normally do, but I've remembered this time, what I want to do is remove the actual floppy drive's eject key. Now to do that is super easy. I've just got a pick here and you can see there's a little clip just there. What I do is push it down and that's it, and that's freed it, and I can just pull it off now, so I can get that in soak as well. Time to start stripping down the keyboard. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my key puller, and I'll just show you one. Come on, the Q key, just go like that, and I'm just going to put it off, simple as that. So I'm just going to do that for every key that's on this keyboard, and then I'll come back. As you can see, that's all the keys removed. Now if we take a look at the springs, every single one of those looks perfectly fine. There's not any sign of rust anywhere, which tells me nothing's ever been leaked spillage wise onto this keyboard, which is a really good sign. So because of that, guys, I don't really need to strip the keyboard down any further to get inside and clean inside. What I'm just going to do is just clean this plastic bottom plate up, and that should be the keyboard sorted out. Obviously I've still got to wash the keys, but yeah, thankfully I don't have to strip this down, because the first sign of something being wrong internally with this keyboard would be rust on those springs. If those springs were rusty, even slightly rusty, I'd be stripping this down further to give it a good clean. But yeah, it doesn't look like I have to go that far. We already know the keyboard works, so there's never been a spillage on this thing. And the only thing I can do really by stripping it down further is damage the keyboard membrane, and obviously we already know this thing works. If I just give this top bit a good clean, it should be okay. That's the upper and lower part of the Amiga case soaking in a bath. I've got the keys just there soaking as well. So I'll let these soak for half an hour, come back, give them a scrub, and they should be all nice and clean. What I want to do now is spend 10 minutes giving this Mitsumi floppy drive a service. Now to get in there should have been a screw just here, but it's missing, so that's a little bit suspect. But remove that screw, and then what you do is there's just two clips either side. There's one here, you lift it up like that, and you do the same on the opposite side there, and then you can open it up like a clam, just like that. Wow. This is going to be the quickest service I've probably ever done on a floppy drive. Look at this thing, it's immaculate. It looks almost new. I reckon someone's been in this and they've cleaned it before, and that's why that screw was missing. But yeah, I'll clean it anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a soft bristle brush. Always use a soft bristle brush when you're working with something like this, and I'm just going to go round, give it a good dusting. That's the floppy drive all dusted out and cleaned. What I want to do now is take some of the gear grease I use. This is really good stuff, guys. You can find it pretty much all over the place, but it's really good stuff. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to re-grease the motor spiral just here, and just down there, hopefully you can see it. I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on that sled rail. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that and then come back. It's the floppy drive, old grease removed, new greased put on. Hopefully you can see that. Now the final thing I want to do to finish off this service is just take some alcohol on a Q-tip and give the bottom and top head of the floppy drive a good clean. And that's the Matsumi floppy drive, all serviced. Now before I put the top back on, the final thing I did is I took my fiberglass pen and I went over the top of the case because there were a few rust spots on there. But yeah, I got those off, and then what I did was got a rag with a little bit of WD-40 on there, and I just give it a wipe over the top, and that should protect the outer case. So yeah, that's that serviced. That's everything cleaned and serviced. Let's get this Amiga 600 back together. And as you can see, we're all back together. So let's power it on and we'll give it a quick test. And it might take a few seconds to boot because it tries to look for an hard drive first. Right, there we go. It's going to boot. You always know when it's going to boot because you get the Amiga tick, and hopefully you can hear that tick coming from the Amiga's floppy drive. Okay, so I've got Amiga test kit. Let's pop in the disk. Hopefully we get a boot, and we are. And the first thing I want to do is check to make sure the keyboard's still working, because obviously I've been pulling keys off and cleaning them. So let's just go through the keyboard. And that is success. Every single key is working. Still, obviously we don't have the extended keys because obviously this is a Amiga 600. So let me see if I can get the keys right this time to get out of it. It's control and left alt, and there we go. Last video I was struggling. Okay, let's test the floppy drive because obviously I've serviced that, and I'm just going to do a read test, see if it reads okay. What I'll do, guys, is I'll let this go and then come back once it's finished. And as you can see, it had no problem reading the floppy disk. So yeah, I'd say that's 100%, guys. Obviously I'm not going to test it all because you already know it fully works. I was just wanted to test the floppy drive because obviously I'd serviced it and the keyboard. Now before I wrap up the video, guys, I thought I'd give you a better look at how this thing has come out. And it's come out really nice. I was thinking about retro brighting the case a little. The keys are fine. I was looking at the case a little, but it's come out looking fantastic, and I don't really need to do it, to be honest. It looks great. So yeah, let's power on. We'll pop a game in and I can wrap up this video. Just let it boot. There we go, we know it's going to boot because we just got the Amiga click from the drive. Let's pop in a game. Got Gods. You can hear some of that fantastic Gods music. There we go, we're getting a boot. No, we don't want no trainers. We don't cheat where we come from. That's a lie. One thing I've noticed, guys, is that drive in this Amiga, that Matsumi, is really quiet, to the point where I might have to steal it and put it in my 1200. Oh. And there we go, there's that great Gods music. My camera decides to focus. So yeah, there you go guys. Hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. It's looking great now. I'll catch you next time, guys.